Hello everyone out there. So I have a innovation for the construction of the hexagons that was actually decided upon a long time ago. I just never talked about it. Truth be told, right now I have like 4 different patents that I have never released to the public because I'm just holding the IP tight to the chest. I've given away so much, I need to hold some stuff tight to the chest, right? So there are about 4 patents right now. This is one of them I don't really care about because it's really simple. But if you're already constructing arcs, if you're already building arcs, and you're using bricks for the outside walls, you're fucking up the design. You're making a big mistake. So the bricks have been replaced by corrugated steel right here. Look at that sleek, futuristic design. Kind of gorgeous, right? And then you can drill into the corrugated steel and you can actually hang things off the corrugated steel. Now let's go to the interior. These are sheets of drywall right here, and then there's a half sheet that completes, or whatever, you cut the last sheet. So these are 4x8 sheets of drywall. Very easy to go up, very fast. The bricks are slow. And one of the main reason I'm replacing the bricks is because the bricks are heavy, very heavy. In fact, the bricks are so heavy that they have to be self-supporting. So the brick structure is self-supporting and it goes down to the ground floor. Now, these are actually held up by the vertical columns and not the bricks. So the bricks are so heavy they have to be self-supporting. And then you can't have a 60-foot span because the bricks are so heavy. Do you see what I'm saying? So if I wanted a parking lot on the first floor, for example, that would be impossible using the bricks because the bricks are too heavy and they have to be self-supporting. And so it's impossible to build something like a parking lot on the ground floor if you're using the bricks. Now, these are supported by the vertical columns. Let's just take away the drywall here. This is cellulose foam, a very thin coat of cellulose foam, the blown insulation stuff. And it is probably like an inch thick here. You don't have to get crazy with it. It is more sound suppression than actual insulation because once again the thermal efficiencies of Arcology are off the charts. They're through the roof. So if this is an exterior hexagon, which is unlikely, then you might want to do like 2 inches of blown foam. But for most scenarios, this is actually sound suppression. Otherwise, this corrugated steel will vibrate like a drum. It's actually like a huge amplifier. So this is sound suppression, actually. And then this is the support structure. These are steel cables. This is the support structure for the corrugated steel. So the corrugated steel, see this? This is this just stabilizes the corrugated steel, makes it rigid enough. It's still going to vibrate in the wind, but that's fine. That's okay. And then, since this is kind of ugly, the whole point of the drywall is to just make it look nice. So the drywall is aesthetic. You don't actually need the drywall, but who wants to look at this, right? I mean, you know, if you want to save a little bit of money, I guess you could. But the drywall is aesthetic. The foam is for sound insulation. The steel cable is to make the corrugated steel rigid, and then the corrugated steel is like the actual wall. So this replaces the bricks. This system replaces the brick walls that you see in the main videos. I actually had this intention for I had this plan for quite a while, and I don't know, I just didn't do it for the main videos. I'm not sure why. But here it is. It looks better, actually. I like this better than than the other option. And it's so much less labor. It's so much lighter, and it's so much less labor. And those are the 2 reasons. And then the third reason is now we can put the parking lot on the first floor because this is self-supporting. And also, like, with the weird floating hexagons, those like weird towers, you also couldn't really use bricks. Well, I guess you could because it's only one hexagon cell. So you could probably handle that. But anyway, Something building designers always overlook, or I feel like they do overlook. I don't know, I haven't really discussed it with a lot of them, but the weight of the structure, the weight of the building is actually massively important. The weight of the human being is insignificant. The weight of the human being is meaningless compared to the weight of the actual structure. And you have to remember, the building needs to hold up itself, right? At the very minimum, the building needs to hold itself up. So you need to get the building as light as possible. And that is extremely important for cost savings, for steel savings. Extremely important to have the building be as light as possible. So look at how light this hexagon is. This hexagon is like unbelievably light. I actually kind of like this look. I thought it would be ugly, but it's actually kind of growing on me. Look at how cool this is. This is really neat, isn't it? I love it way more than the bricks. So this is a great change. And who knows, it might lower the cost of a empty hexagon from like $100,000 to $80,000. Who knows? Because this is like, laying bricks is hard, slow labor. And putting up corrugated steel is easy, fast labor. And then, like, imagine just you doing blown insulation on this giant wall. Like, you could smoke a fat blunt, and then do all this insulation on all this hexagon. And then how easy it is to do this drywall. Look, you're not cutting any pieces. There's like no cutting involved. You just put up the drywall, line up the squares, drill it, put like, I don't know, you don't even need that many, you don't even need that much, that many screws. People putting up drywall, they really overdo it with how many screws they put in it. You could probably use half the screws and no one would notice. But anyway, really gorgeous. I don't know, I kind of like the foam better. How about you? Maybe we could even have colored foam, so you could choose the color of your foam. And it looks like you're surrounded by pillows. It's kind of happy, doesn't it? This soft look to it. And then you have this like the rigid steel. Oh, it's auto-saving. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you and have a nice day.